Being a champion is setting the goal, accomplishing the goal, and reaching further to accomplish another goal, which is even bigger than that goal. And then you go on to accomplish another goal.
On the road to the riches, on the road to the dollars, on the road as a scholar, so I could join the top fivers. On the road in the trenches.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings, y'all. What is going on? It is yours truly, the one and only KiMu JTD. And you are now tuning into another episode on this channel where we are going to take this opportunity, dig deep inside you, and pull your fullest potential out so we can propel and accelerate you into the direction of who you want to be to create the life that you want to have. So if that is something that you want to get tapped into every single day, make sure that you are hitting that subscribe button. And then after you hit the subscribe button, hit that good old bell so you can get notified every single time that I drop a video. So go ahead and do that right now. And now it's time to get in. One thing that I always hear, and I used to say this, and I had to start being conscious of what I was saying. Because as long as I told myself this, or I told other people this, I was going to continue to believe it, and my body was going to move according to what I was saying and believing. And that has to do with our time. I hear so often, oh, I don't have enough time. And I have this conversation and I get deeper into what they are really trying to say. It really comes down to the fact that they just aren't managing their time well. And that's just most people. Most people feel like, oh, if I had a little bit more time, I'd be able to create more money. If I had a little bit more time, I'd be able to accomplish more goals. If I had a little bit more time, I'd be able to get more things done. But when I ask these people the question of, okay, what do you do throughout your day? I'm finding hours and hours and hours of gaps in their day. I mean, I literally ask people, yo, well, what did you do today? And they'll run me a list of everything that they did. And I'm even asking for timestamps. So essentially I'm doing a time order. So that's even just step number one, is make sure you're doing a time audit. Take inventory of what you're doing and see how many gaps in your schedule that you actually have where you're not doing anything. And if it's hours and hours and hours, okay, maybe we should actually focus in on what we can put within those hours, because it doesn't take you hours to regain some energy so you can go after your goal. When I stopped making the excuse that I didn't have enough time, and I started filling that time with my goals outside of work, outside of making sure that I'm good and my family is good, yo, my life started to change. I started to propel myself in a completely different direction that was aligned with my goals. But let me give you this one quote. If you don't do something with your time is going to figure out what to do with you. And that goes for every single currency that you have. If you haven't watched my 4 currencies video, your time is going to figure out what to do with you. So if you get off of work and you go home and you sit on the couch, watch TV, guess what? Your time has now found something to do with you. You are an employee of your time. We have to learn how to make our time our employee. The same way with all of our other currencies. We're sitting here being managed by other people and other things, and we're not taking the time to actually own our life, own our actions, control our life, and make sure that we are managing everything else, even ourselves. That's why people feel like they don't have enough time, because they're not managing their time. And that's why we're here to talk about time management. So as I said, the first piece to managing your time is going to be what? It's going to be taking inventory and being honest with yourself. Hey, I waste 4 hours of my day doing nothing, scrolling through Instagram, watching TV, doing all of the things that do not align with my goal. I'm literally just, and I'm not saying me, but I'm speaking in the person of you. What are you doing with your time? Are you spending hours throughout the day going through Instagram, just sliding, not looking for anything? Are you really just surfing the internet for things that are not relevant, that are not moving you in the direction of your life, or not creating any movement in your life? And tip number 2, if you haven't taken inventory, and that's okay, but you also got to ask yourself, what are my goals? I've also realized that people who do not manage their time well do not have goals. They don't have goals that are going to propel them. They have other people's goals that are sitting on top of their back. Maybe it's manager. You don't want manager at your job, but somebody has encouraged you. Somebody has influenced you to go reach for something that you don't even care about, that you don't even want. You don't even want to be at that job. You don't want to be in a position that you're in your life, but you're living for somebody else. So we have to check in and start writing down our goals, start making goals for ourselves. Hey, this is what I want to do in the next 3 months, the next 6 months, the next 3 years, the next 10 years. We have to start doing that, checking our goals, or we need to start writing them. I check my goals every single day. I write down monthly goals, and then I break that down into weekly goals. And my monthly goals are in accordance to my quarterly goals. My quarterly goals correspond with my yearly goals, and my yearly goals correspond to my vision. Tip number 3 is breaking down your goals. Breaking down your goals, just like I said in the last one. Okay, I set goals for the week. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to start creating daily goals. I'm not creating to-do lists. When you're creating your goals, they should be 3 to 5, not 10 things to do. Not I need to call such and such. I need to do such and I need to go to the grocery store. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your goals, breaking down your goals into smaller goals. So what are you going to do today that is going to help you accomplish your goals for next week? Me personally, if you go through my planner, I have a planner. If you go through my planner, almost every single day, there is either 3 to 5 things that I'm going to be doing that are aligned with my goals. Why? Because these are the things I need to get done. I need to make sure that are done by 11:59 that day to help me get closer to my goals. Why? Because my goals are important to me. Accomplishing that goal is just for the win. Being a champion is setting the goal, accomplishing the goal, and reaching further to accomplish another goal, which is even bigger than that goal. And then you go on to accomplish another goal. The more goals you accomplish, the bigger the bag gets. Let me say that again. I'm not setting smaller goals. I'm not setting daily goals just to reach my weekly goal. I'm setting daily goals to reach my monthly goal, to reach my quarterly goal, to reach my half a decade, to reach my full decade. These goals are in alignment with one another. That's why we have to be intentional with the goals that we're setting. Tip number 4 is I prioritize my tasks into 3 separate categories: P1, P2, and P3. Now, P1 is goals that need to get done like urgently. These are goals that I put at the front of my day to make sure that I am prepared for the next day, to make sure that I'm prepared for the week, for the next week, for the month. These goals need to be done immediately, right? It's just like being at a job and your manager or your supervisor comes over and says, hey, I need this by the end of today. Whatever other projects that you have that have later to do, later deadlines, or any tasks that you have that have later deadlines, you're going to get that done that day. It's the same thing. P1 is urgency. The things that I put on my list, they're P1. They're things I need to get done today because they are things that are going to help me get things done for tomorrow and prepare for tomorrow, if not prepare for next week. Right? And then we got P2. Okay, that's moderate. Like, they need to get done, but they can wait till tomorrow if necessary. Feel what I'm saying? When you have a task for that day, you need to first make sure it's aligned with your goal. And actually that's tip number 5. I just gave you a little sneak peek. Is making sure that they're aligned with your goal. And then you got P3, where it's just like, all right, cool. Like that can kind of wait. Those P3 goals can get done later that day. I usually base the priority of my goals based on my energy flow. I know myself. I've taken inventory of myself. I did the homework. I've done the self-study to where I know how my energy dips and rises throughout the day. What are my high points in my performance and what are my low points? And I know I'm a morning person. I'm somebody, if I got hard stuff to do, I'm going to do those at the front end. If I got tedious stuff to do, I'm going to do that on the front end. Because guess what? I don't want to do tedious work. So I do all the things that I really don't want to do, like even work out. I don't want to work out, but I do it on the front end because guess what? I'm not motivated enough to do it in the evening. So no matter what, I'm getting up at 4 o'clock, cool. Get up at 4 o'clock, do my meditation, and boom, I'm heading to workout. Why? Because I don't want to do it. But guess what I do want to do? I want to create content for y'all. I want to make sure that I'm giving the most energy to y'all. I want to make sure that I am doing all my P1s earlier in the day. Lastly, I'm going to say, ask for help. Like, let's be real. We only got 24 hours in a day. And you may be one of those people where your time is filled. You're not spending 3 hours just doing aimless activities. You're not spending 6 hours doing aimless activities. You're going from work, and then guess what? You're probably taking a small break and you're going into something else, whether it's another job, whether it's your business, whether it's even starting a business, putting that idea out there. Like I had to learn that myself. I had to get out of being self-employed and being in a space of being a business owner. And when you're a business owner, you figure out how to ask for help so you can make sure that you get whatever it is that you want done. So those are the 5 tips. Take inventory, check and or set goals, set smaller goals, prioritize those tasks that correlate to your goals. P1, P2, P3. And then lastly, ask for help. And ain't nothing wrong with asking for help. Actually, it gives you strength when you lean on other people. Look at bridges. It takes a whole bunch of material. It takes a whole bunch of metal beams, and on top of the metal beams, we got the concrete. So it's 2 things at the bare minimum that's supporting that bridge. The same thing with you. Ask for help. It's nothing wrong with support. It's actually going to make you stronger. Hey, I thank you again for tuning into another episode on this channel with yours, the one and only yours truly, KiMu JTD. Hey, I enjoy speaking with y'all today. And if you like the content, go ahead, make sure and hit that like button. And then after that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you get more content delivered to you right at your phone. And then hit that good old bell so you get notified too. And then after that, I know you got people that you want to see win. That's what brought you to this channel. So go ahead, share with them. Don't be stingy. And then do me a favor. Go ahead and comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you didn't like. And let me know what you want to hear more of. Hey, y'all know I love y'all very much. Peace and blessings. I look forward to talking to you soon. Peace.